Hi, I'm Patti Parker, and you are listening to My Friends in Philanthropy. Our mission is to make nonprofit stories more accessible to the people who need their services, to the volunteers who give their time, and to the donors who make it all possible. Join us as we celebrate community impact through authentic, inspiring conversations. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to another episode of My Friends in Philanthropy. Today is totally exciting. This is going to be something new, I think, for a lot of you. And you know my philosophy. You don't have to have a gazillion dollars to make a difference. And that is right up Emily's line. This is my good friend, Emily Rasmussen. I met her through different philanthropies that we've been involved in, different events. And Emily has developed something that I am in love with. And I'm very, very excited for you to hear it. And hello, Emily.
Hi, Patti. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm excited for our conversation
Oh,
today.
me too. Me too. I really just want this to be totally centered around you. I'll ask you some questions, but you feel free to just run with your information. So what I see as a need in philanthropy, planned giving in general, is that a lot of
Mhm.
people don't feel the ability or the knowledge or the experience or feel like they have enough assets to really make a difference. And you've developed everything or a system, if you will, to fix all those problems. Am I right?
I love that framing. Yes, we fix all the problems. Uh, but yes, I mean, in short, yes, that's true, Patty. What we've done here at Grapevine is created a platform for giving circles. So we did not create the giving circle model or movement.
Mhm.
Certainly, that goes back decades here in the U.S. and goes back centuries to cultures globally, as far as communities coming together, pooling their money, and then collaborating to make larger donations or investments in their local community. So that's this incredible grassroots movement that has been building. And according to the Johnson Center for Philanthropy, in a report that came out 2 years ago, this movement has grown so much that now Axios says it's the fastest growing form of
No
philanthropy.
kidding.
So,
I think that's
yeah. So,
incredible. So let's back up a little bit
yep.
because perhaps the audience has no idea what you're talking about. So let's start
Careful.
with really the beginning. What is a giving
Yeah.
circle?
A giving circle is where a group of people come together, they pool their donations, and they collaborate to make a larger collective gift as a group.
Okay, and how?
How people do that varies.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the how part, it varies. Um, but to give you one example, the most popular model we know of is a model where 100 people come together. Everyone pitches in $100. So now we have a $10,000 check to give to a nonprofit.
Okay.
Members who participate, exactly. So that's how we pool the funds. And then the members who participate can nominate nonprofits for the group to consider. Ultimately, 3 finalists are selected for the group. Typically, this group will learn more about that nonprofit through presentations on each of the nonprofits. They can do their own research, discuss, and at the end of the day, everyone gets to vote. One vote for each person, and then whichever organization gets the most votes takes that $10,000 check home. And the group does this all again 3 months later. So in this model, each member is essentially donating the cost of one lunch per month. But collectively, they're moving $40,000 to 4 different nonprofits
Which
in their
none of
local
them
community.
would do on their own.
No, exactly.
So you and
Right. And you
I
think about that $100, a drop in the bucket, but as soon as you put it with 100 other
know
people
it's real
into the
money.
pool, it's real money. And that's something a nonprofit can do something really meaningful with,
Yeah.
and that you'll be able to see and touch and, understand where that money is going in a different way than you would if you just, contributed your $100 separately to a
Oh, yeah.
nonprofit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Mhm.
also, somebody may be listening said, "That's great. Uh, How would I get started?" What do you mean? What did we just dump it all in a bucket and send it? Can you give me, and forgive me, but we're short on time today, and I really want to get this word out. We'll probably do a follow-up if you don't mind, but I just really want people to know. You and I both use the
Mhm.
term democratizing plan giving or philanthropy
Yeah.
or charitable planning, whatever you want to call it over the years. I've been doing this for over 20 years. Changes name every few years, but it's the same.
Yeah.
Um, but what we're really wanting to do is make it available to
Mhm.
the everyday person who cares a lot,
Mhm.
may not have a lot of money.
Right.
So there's probably, I don't know, are there existing giving circles in different communities that someone could join? Do those fill up? Does someone say, hey, I don't see anybody taking care of one of my favorite little pet causes is St. Francis de Sales High School on the east side of
Mm,
Chicago. It's where I grew up.
right.
And it's like the best high school. And so I like getting them money so they can offer scholarships for deserving students. So I may say, I'm regular Susie Smith down the road saying, I would love to get my community involved in helping this
Mhm.
amazing school. Can I start a giving
Mhm.
circle? Can anybody start a giving circle?
Yes.
Hmm.
Anyone can join or start a giving circle. Your first question about finding one to join, absolutely. There is the Global Giving Circle Directory
Oh,
is a
there is
resource
such a
that we
thing.
built.
Oh
Yes,
my
and so I
gosh.
will make sure to with you to pass along to your
No, I'm
listeners.
going to have my
And
editor put it at the bottom of the screen. So tell me again,
perfect.
global.
The Global Giving Circle directory we host on the Grapevine
Oh,
website.
okay.
And there you can search for giving circles near you, giving circles focused on different cause areas with different membership contribution minimums.
Yeah,
So that's a great resource for you to find giving circles in your local area, Patty, that
perfect.
you might want to join.
Perfect.
And if you joined it, you could, at a future nomination period, if you join one where they ask for nominations, you could nominate this wonderful school that you talked about
Yeah,
as a nonprofit. And now all of these people in this giving circle are going to learn about it through you and consider it for a grant. And often what happens in these groups is, yes, there's that large grant. And of course, we want those funds to go to these nonprofits. And also, people learn about these organizations and
yeah.
often start to donate directly, volunteer, join their board. So there's so many ripple effects of potential impact from this community-based model by introducing a nonprofit in that
It
way.
keeps getting
So
better,
I would
Emily.
say,
I just,
wonderful. Well, if you like that, wait for the next
oh,
one. No,
okay.
because
But wait,
I'm
there's
going to
more.
say that exactly. That's path number one. Find a giving
Yeah,
circle, join it, share your nonprofits and your knowledge with that giving circle. If you don't know great nonprofits, no problem, because people like Patty are going to join and share great
yeah,
nonprofits and you're going to learn together.
yeah.
So that's number one. Number two is start your own giving circle. If
Mhm,
you are, maybe you don't find one in your local community,
mhm.
maybe they're giving to things that don't quite align with what you'd like to give to, and you want to start a different one.
I'm making notes.
Some people don't want to focus on the local community, but they want to focus on a specific cause. They want to create a giving circle around healthy oceans or something
Yeah,
like that. Go to grapevine.org. In 2 minutes, you can set up your community space on Grapevine. It's free. There's no reason not to. Take the 2 minutes, set it up, and then you have an easy way to invite those friends, those other community members in to join that group.
mhm.
And they can communicate and collaborate there with you in your giving circle, nominate and vote on nonprofits if that's what you want to do, organize events, and importantly, pool your charitable donations. We'll send the tax receipt and we'll hold on to those funds until you say, okay, we've raised all the money. We've decided where it's going to go. Now send it to this nonprofit. We'll grant it to the
So
nonprofit on your
somebody can
behalf. So
create their virtual circle. So it's not like if
that's
I
right.
live in Newport Beach, we have to meet at the Pacific Club and, do all these things. This can be done all virtually. Yes?
Absolutely. Yes. I would say most giving circles still are location specific and still get together in person
Yeah.
because so much value and joy in
Oh my
that,
gosh, you're
right?
building
Connecting.
community. Okay.
Yes.
I love
And
that.
so most of the giving circles that use Grapevine still, in fact, the majority of our giving circles, they use Grapevine to facilitate the donations, the granting, the organizing of the in-person events, the nominating and voting for transparency and security. So you still can use the Grapevine platform to facilitate all of those pieces, as well as having those in-person touch points that are so
Okay,
valuable. Or
hang on a second.
you can just,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Hang on a second,
yes.
because again, you are saying so much immensely valuable information. So wait a minute. Number one, anybody could go on Grapevine and register, I think you said, right?
Yes, start their own giving
Okay.
circle page.
Then you mentioned remember, I'm a financial advisor here. The big
Yes.
word you said, free. There's no
Yes.
there's no cost.
There's no cost to start or host your giving circle on
Okay.
Grapevine. We do use Stripe as our payment processing
Okay.
partner. And so there are some costs related to the processing of
Uh-huh.
the transactions, which can be made by credit card, debit card, or you can even mail in a check or use your donor advised fund account, which I'm sure you talk to donors
You
about all
like
the
that?
time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and use those
So
as well.
Stripe, for those of you who don't know, if you have a bank account or you have something, they'll use different processing, sharing of information. I mean, it's done in the
Yep.
background way over my head. But Stripe is a common company used for this kind of thing. And so what I see is that Emily did her homework, vetted several, and thought that Stripe was the best use for this. So it's not like, who the heck is Stripe? What? I'm giving my money where? It's a very, very safe venue. So
Yes. If you ever buy online, you've probably used Stripe at some point, whether you knew it or
yeah,
not,
yeah,
to pay for
exactly.
that.
It's just usually just like in the background. Okay. So
Right.
one, somebody gets on and creates their account, registers,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And so let's take it away from they start their own giving circle. They would go on Grapevine to register their own self, create an account, and then they could find giving circles that are already using Grapevine. Tell me
Yes.
about that.
So that in that case, in fact, you do not need to register with us at all to find a giving
Oh,
circle.
okay.
It's you can go on and you can search on Grapevine for giving circles and explore and experiment all you want. Once you find one that feels good, feels like the right fit and you want to join, then when you click to join that giving circle, which you'll just do on the Grapevine
Uh-huh.
site, that's what will prompt you to set up that account so that you can
Got
create
it.
that account in order to join that giving
Okay,
circle.
so you can do a lot of learning before you give them your information and move forward.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
excellent.
Mhm.
Excellent. I keep interrupting you, but it's like, wait. we need to know that. And let's reinforce your website address is
Grapevine.org.
perfect. Easy.
That's
Okay.
it.
Great.
Mhm.
Um okay, so that's the website. They can learn tons of information from that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether you want to join a group or start a group,
Mhm.
just go to grapevine.org and you can navigate there through our resources to do either of those things or to read great case studies of amazing giving circles that are out there
Oh.
and be inspired. We have a lot of content. We do a lot of events, community building, coaching. So there's a lot there for you to
Tell
explore
me
if you'd
about your
like.
events. What's that all about?
Well, we do a variety of events. Sometimes we do speaker series events where it's a public event. We'll invite speakers in to talk about specific areas of their leadership, typically related to philanthropy or giving circles, collaborative giving more broadly. So we share those there. We do also organize through a collaboration with several other partners in the space a series of local in person circle ups, we call them, which are
Oh.
opportunities, yes, to come together in your local community with your community foundations, all the giving circles in the area, and other community
Wow.
members who want to learn about the model and potentially start or
Oh,
join
yeah,
one.
I wanna learn about
Uh,
that. Okay,
yeah, that's a great program we've been doing for a couple of
I like
years
it.
now.
Good idea.
And then we do a fair number of events for our community. So we do leader workshops and roundtables to help leaders learn from each other,
Uh-huh.
share best practices, and leverage each other's knowledge
That's
and
huge.
support their groups. We do member mixers, and I do actually a weekly coaching session where it's open to anyone who wants to come in to learn more about giving
Come
circles or
in. So
if
it's
they're
local
starting their
or
own.
it's virtual?
No, sorry, that's a virtual one. We just host it on Zoom
Okay.
every Friday.
Every Friday.
If any of you who are listening, if you're interested to learn more, you don't know where to start, you want to talk about
Yeah.
it, just join us on one of these Friday office hours calls. I'm there. Often we have a handful of other people with similar questions, and it's a great opportunity to just connect, learn more, and get your questions answered.
Oh, I might, jump on those to learn more for
Yeah,
my
please.
clients because I've thought about doing once I heard about giving circles, it's like, this is brilliant. I'm going to start one,
Yes.
but that there's no sense in reinventing the wheel when you're just, and I mean this in a good way, spoon feeding the rest of us, hey,
Yeah.
these are the steps. This is how you do it. So I'm seeing your platform, your website, your organization as like an all in
Mhm.
one. Am I correct?
In fact, that's often how we frame it,
Okay.
the all-in-one solution for giving
Okay.
circles. So, however you want to engage, we're here to support you with that. We have resources and tools to enable your giving circle journey, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
And I'll say, Patty, since you just mentioned you were thinking about starting a giving circle, we actually have several wealth advisors, financial advisors who have started giving circles
Okay.
for their clients as a way to bring their clients together
Mm-hmm. Oh
and
my gosh.
collaborate, shared interests, connect, and make a difference as a group. So when you think about a giving circle, think about it flexibly in terms of the who, because yes, there are giving circles right there in your local area, I'm sure, and you could go join one and you'll meet a great community and you'll get to learn and give together.
Uh-huh.
And also, you could start a giving circle for your clients. You could start a giving circle for your book club. My mom runs one with her book club. So you could also leverage this model with some of these existing communities that you want to build or more deeply engage and see this as a great way to do that.
I'm shaking my head because I am just blown away. So Emily and I don't know each other closely. We're
Mm,
people who have met each other that say, yes, I want to get to know you. I like what you're doing. So
yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of this for the first time myself. That,
Mm.
I thought I knew what it was about. And Emily, you are dropping so many golden nuggets. I keep on breaking and, uh, my podcast coach says, don't do that during the podcast. I can't help myself. I've got to write this down. It is so good. I've got to write it down and got to follow up with you about these things. You are a wealth of information. How did you get this idea to form Grapevine?
Well, that's a great question. I actually started working on Grapevine before I knew giving circles were a
Oh,
thing.
okay.
So the story there is that I had worked in microfinance and built a really strong belief in hyper-local, community-based giving and investing
So
through that model.
break there. Tell me what
Mhm.
microfinance is for everybody.
It's a model where there are different variations of it, but the version that I was working with was a model where funding is often given to emerging market communities, communities with less resources, but in a way that's given to what we call self-help groups of women, or that's the typical term that's used, where women would come together and they would get a loan. From this external funder, something they typically wouldn't be able to leverage otherwise, and then they can invest it in the local community, or they can take turns getting the loan and using it for something for their family. And then once they pay that back, then the next person in the group gets the loan. So there are different ways of organizing this kind of community funding that funds through the social connections of the community
Uh-huh.
so that they invest together. And when I was doing that work, Kiva was just starting to take off, and Kickstarter. So these early
Yeah.
crowdfunding platforms
Yeah.
were starting. I didn't have a technology background, but I loved the idea of what they were doing and how that could help us expand this community-based work. And so I started to explore that. Ultimately, spent some time working, consulting with Kickstarter, launched a crowdfunding platform as an early experiment, and just felt like that model was very compelling, but also pretty transactional.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to see how we could create something that was even more meaningful, more community based, ultimately more impactful. And as I started to explore that, I had gone into the nonprofit sector to do some work. And so I was learning more about donors and how donors support nonprofits. Anyway, all of that led me to launching an early version of Grapevine around this idea. And it was only then that a few giving circles discovered us and reached out. And that's when I started to learn that, wow, this model of giving that we had envisioned bringing online
Uh-huh.
is happening in communities across the
Yeah.
country. No one has built tools to help them do this.
Uh-huh.
And so we can partner with them, we can build alongside them. Um, and we can make it a lot easier for them to do this while also making it a lot easier for other people to get
Right.
involved.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. And I hate to do this to you guys who have, tuned in to hear more, but I'm gonna get you to commit to me, Emily, to do a
Mhm.
version 2 some months
Okay.
down the road because there's just so much more to learn. But let me tell all of you who are listening, you know our three tenets, right? My friends in philanthropy are for those, first of all, who need help, then those who help, and those who help the helpers. Emily's group is designed perfectly to help the helpers. So
Right.
you may say there's this deep cause that's burning a hole in your heart that you just have to get out and help, but you just can't. Financially, you don't feel like you can make a difference or whatever. You have, or you don't have enough knowledge. Emily has laid in your lap the ability to learn and to figure out how this might work in your community. I mean, for nothing else, hey, you get started, you grab three friends, they grab three friends, they grab three friends, right? And then all of a sudden you
Uh-huh.
have a circle of people who care about a common cause or not a common
Mhm.
cause, just like, hey, let's get together. And like Emily said in the beginning, every quarter we get to nominate and give. It's just, Emily, I love this idea so much. I can't stand it. And we will have a second episode on this. In the meantime, don't wait. Get on your computers, go to grapevine.org, search to see if there's a group you care about that you can join either locally or virtually, right, Emily?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's right.
And if not, start your own. That sounds like, so
Yep.
intimidating for so many people, but I think you've made it very easy. And, just recently I did a reel about, yes, I think you can make a difference. Yes, I think you can change the world one little bite at a time, but you can make a difference, right?
Mhm. Absolutely, and we actually see that in the research too.
Hmm.
84% of people surveyed said that being part of a giving circle increased their confidence to make change in their
Oh,
community.
see? Yeah.
Yeah,
My editors,
it's a
and we
great
should
fact.
put that at the bottom of our screen. Because
Yes.
oh, you've just got to go to sleep at night understanding that you've made a great impact yourself. I just love this so much. I have to say goodbye to Emily because we've got schedules we need to fit into, but I am so glad, and I hope you are so glad that you tuned into this one because this is a whole episode of Golden Nuggets that I think just about anybody who wants to can put this into practice. Emily, one last thing that you want to tell our audience.
Oh, just get started.
Yeah.
I think that's would be my one recommendation. Uh, whether you want to join a group or start a group, just take those first couple of steps. And I mean, in this case, go to grapevine.org, find a group, or Start one. It only takes a few minutes, and then at least you've started your journey. And once you do that, we'll send you more information and resources and inspiring stories and invite you to events. So, you don't have to do it all today, but if you just take those first couple of steps to get started,
Uh-huh.
you'll have started that journey, and there will be so much more to come.
I love it. Emily, thank you for your time. Thank you. I'm so glad we got to
Yeah.
meet and got to do this. I look forward to the second event. And all of you, thank you for joining me on another episode of My Friends in Philanthropy. I'm Patti Parker. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening to My Friends in Philanthropy. If you'd like to learn more about any of the organizations or services we've talked about, visit myfriendsinphilanthropy.com. You'll find all the links and all the details there or in the description below. If you or someone you know needs support, please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you're in a position to give, consider donating or volunteering. Your generosity truly makes a difference. I'm Patti Parker, and I can't wait to share more inspiring stories with you next time.